What's up YouTube? Welcome back to the YouTube channel. If you are new, make sure to hit that subscribe button and like the video. But today we have a step-by-step beginner's video on how to do a fade. Alright, so I'm going to be walking you guys through, explaining everything in depth. So if you like that, make sure to stay tuned. Alright, let's get into it. Alright, so first we're starting off with the number 8 on top. This is about an inch length of hair, so he's still gonna have enough room to, comb over his hair as he wants, but we're gonna be knocking down the top to an 8 and then doing a bald fade from the side, blending it into the top. And I'm gonna show you how to kind of get away with not using some guards, so you don't have to go through, the 1 guard, the 2 guard, the 3 guard, the 4 guard, the 5 guard, the 6 guard, the 7 guard in order to fade into that 8 guard. Make sure you're being as thorough as possible when you're using this guard to make sure everything's even. As you can tell, I'm combing through as I'm swiping, so I'm getting an even cut. Okay, right here I have my number 4 guard, and as you can tell, I'm scooping up and off of his head, so I get a natural blend from that 4 guard to the 8 guard. Alright, so make sure to scoop off of his head into it. On the top, I go with the grain because he has more thick textured hair, kind of like African American hair, so I could go against the grain and it'll help lay down the hair a lot better. But just go ahead and scoop off the head with that 4, and in the back I'm going with the cowlick just to let it lay down perfectly. So as you can see now, everything's blended from the 4 to the 8. So now we're putting our bald guideline in from the bottom of his vertical bar, or where his C cup ends, and we're just balding that out. Okay, getting that nice and clean, balding him out. Now we're going to start with the blade completely open, and we're going to do about a finger's width. Alright, and we're going to follow that all the way through. After that, we're taking our number 2 guard and following the same steps, coming off of the head, blending into that number 4 guard. And as you can tell, I like to go to the left side, 1 pass, go back to the right side, another pass, and that should be good enough to cut with that guard. If you're not cutting hair anymore, move on to the next guard. So after that, we're going to go on and move to the 1 guard, and we're going to start with the blade completely open and following the same steps, going up right below that 2 guard, going to the left side and coming back to the right side. And then after that, if it's not cutting any more hair, we're going to move on to the next guard. Alright, right now we're just going through our steps to get through as fast as possible, so that later on we can come back and do our detailing to really make that blend pop. Also, really pay attention to how I'm using my clipper and how I'm angling it to cut with the grain of the hair going against it. After that, we're going to close the clipper all the way and then do the same thing, go right below that. Now we have the half guard, and same thing, blade completely open and following right below that. Okay, let's try and stay as consistent as possible, same motion, staying in the same area. We're not going up too high, we're not going too low. We're starting to stay as consistent as possible. And as you can see, I closed the lever, now we're all the way closed, and as you can tell, that line is going away. Now all we have is that bald guideline and some detailed work to do between the 2 guard and the 4 guard. As you can see, I was darker up top. So right there, it's a little bit dark. So now we're going to take that 1.5 guard open, and we're going to just do the same thing, working on lining up that area so that it's has a nice smooth transition. Okay, we're starting with the clipper completely open, and then after that we're going to close it down as I did right there, and keep using corners of the blade going against the grain of the hair pattern that the hair is growing. So first we went up with our guards, now I'm blending down. Okay, first we're blending up, now I'm blending down, going through my steps again. So I went back to the 1 guard, open to close, and now I'm just doing some detail work, really lining up that area and try and get it as smooth as possible. Now we're moving on to the bald guideline with the clipper completely closed, and we're going to attack that bottom line. Okay, we're going to push that up about a 1/4 of an inch. Okay, you're really going to push that line up. That's how you break the line. You got to break the line in order to get a nice fade. Now we're going to open it halfway, and pushing up even more, okay? And then we're gonna open it completely and follow through. And then if we created another line or went a little bit too high, just move on to your next guard. We're gonna move to the half guard, and you could, open and close that as you need to really detail, and make sure to use the corner. As you can see, I'm really picking with that corner of the blade. These ergos by Gamma are amazing for corner work and really detailing. The blade is so fine and moves so fast. It does 10,000 strokes per minute that you could really detail and pick out each hair. Now I saved the balding part for the end so that I don't create another line. So I have my Uno shaver here, and I'm just going up to where I left with my trimmer and just really being careful, tapping, scooping out. You kind of could tap with the foil to blend out a line, and that's pretty much it. You can do some detail work with the scissors to really soften up that line, and that's how we're gonna go ahead and do a mid fade. All right, I'm gonna let you guys follow along on the other side in the back, just so you could really see it and pay attention. And if you have any questions, make sure to drop them down below. But I hope you guys enjoyed that walkthrough. I'll give you guys more pointers throughout the video, but that's pretty much how I break down the fade. Okay, it's pretty simple, but you're gonna have to do the work and get experience with it, and don't give up. You gotta be consistent, get the reps in. That's how you grow when you're cutting hair. So go ahead and follow along this side, and if you have any questions, drop them down below. So I usually don't fade like this. I usually either go through the whole, I always change it up. I think it's always good to change up the way you fade, but first stick to, one way, master that, change it up. But I usually go throughout the whole head, or I'll do one half of the head and the other half. I don't usually go in 3 parts like this. I just did this so that you guys could see me fading 3 different times and really hone in and understand the technique that I'm doing for this fade. Alright, now moving on to the lineup. I like to, move their head towards me so I'm straight on with them. I start with one side like I always do in all my videos and move to one side. So I move on to his left side because this side is more fuller, and I believe this side is his higher side. So I'm doing this side just to keep it as low as possible, just following it, using my trimmer to do the work. Trimmers are straight, the blade are straight, so just follow that same path. Don't push him back, just go enough to where you can get a nice, good, decent line, and then move on. Now I'm moving on from that left side and moving to his right side. As you can tell, this side's a little bit more thinner, so I'm still trying to keep it as natural as possible. I'm not trying to push it up. As you're going to see, as I keep going over the line, brushing through, you're going to see the line appear, and then later on we're going to go ahead and enhance it just to take the haircut to that next level. But you're going to see that I didn't push back his hairline to get a sharp line, but I was still able to get a nice, good, natural line so that the grow back isn't horrible. Alright, so now we're going to go enhance it. A lot of people ask me what kind of enhancement I use or what compressor I'm using. So everything I use is from Tomb45. I'm not sponsored by them or anything. I've just always loved their brand. So I use Tomb45's air compressor, and I use their dark brown black dye. I think it's the most natural looking. It lasts, about 1 to 2 days depending on how you wash your hair. So I really recommend it. As you can see, look, it makes that line pop beautifully and it looks natural. And it just takes that haircut to the next level. This is all these videos or pictures you see on Google or on the web online. This is how they get those flawless haircuts. All right. So as you can see, look, it's going to enhance that lighter area and it's going to look super natural, but it's going to just make the haircut take it to that next level. Where you could easily increase the value of your haircut services. And then go ahead and make sure to go over it. And he wanted to go ahead and throw a cross in there, so I went and did a cross. Super simple. Just sketched it out, used some shave gel that is from my brand, Joseph Signature line. Smells great, has aloe vera, vitamin E, so it nourishes the skin and makes it a nice smooth shave. So if you guys do want to grab some for yourself, check it out. Link will be down below. I'll also link the Tomb45 down below. I don't get any commission or anything from it. I'm just helping you guys out and giving you guys some quality products. All right, so that's pretty much it for the video. I'm going to throw some pomade in there just to lay down his hair, give it a nice shine. That is also my pomade that I came out with myself. Smells great, has great ingredients in there. Really want to give you guys some quality products, but this is how my client looked before, in need of a haircut, shaggy, and this is how my man left the chair. Bam! Flawless fade, picture perfect. That's my steps on how I attained this fade. Hope you guys learned something new. Make sure to like, comment down below if you guys have any questions. Really appreciate the support. We're road to 50,000 subscribers, so make sure to subscribe, hit the like button. Let's grow, YouTube fam. Hope you guys enjoyed that video, and catch you guys on the next one. Right, I'm out.